Hi, Emily. I see your question about the IAmsterdam card and whether we should consider buying those in the Blackboard slot. I thought it'd be easiest to talk you through what Dr. Owsley and I've been talking about with this. We talked about it a long time ago. I thought that might be easier than trying to type it all out, so I decided to do a little screen capture. The IAmsterdam card is really good for if you're in Amsterdam for a period of 1 to 4 days and really targeted, going to see lots of stuff. So the challenge that Dr. Owsley and I see with buying the IAmsterdam card is that there isn't, if you look at the calendar, there isn't necessarily a block of time of 24 hours or 30 or 48 hours or 72 hours where you're actually kind of on your own a lot. So we have built in, of course, the free time throughout. Some afternoons are completely free, some evenings are completely free. And so there are blocks of time that you're free, but we weren't sure about whether or not there'd be enough blocks of time when you're free to make it worth your while. So let me talk you through a couple things on the IAmsterdam website. And I think so you found it on the Hannah Travels here. So I will post these links to the Amsterdam card, the site itself. So the way that the city card works is that you do actually get access to a lot of different things. You get access to a wide variety of museums. You get public transportation in Amsterdam. So when you're going to be there, you're going to have an OV card, which is your card that gets you on and off the trams, and you also use it on the train that we're going to take to Utrecht and Zwolle, etc. But this actually just gives you tram travel. So if you walk on the tram, you would swipe your card and then you would use that instead of actually having to pay the tram fee. Again, though, it's only for a certain 24-hour to 96-hour time frame. So what they've got here, if you scroll down on this page, once you swipe it the first time, your 24 hours starts. So if there's one full day when you would be in Amsterdam and you want to squeeze in 3 or 4 different museums or events, excursions, etc., and use the tram to go back and forth, then it may very much be worth it for a 24 or 48-hour time frame. But once you swipe, so the very first time you swipe the card in the tram, that counts the beginning of your time frame as far as the transportation is concerned. And then the very first time you use it in a museum, that counts as your time frame for the 24 to 48, 72, 96 hours that the museum aspect of it is worth it. So if you think there's time in the schedule and you think that one of your goals is to go to do lots of different museums that are not included in our program fee, then you may want to consider buying it ahead of time. Again, I'll post these links here. So what do you get with the city card? Let me find. So when you go into the same website, you do what's included. And again, it has a wonderful list of things that are included in the time frame. And so I've opened up this couple of different documents. So you get free giveaways and discounts. So there are some giveaways where if you go to a certain museum or a certain place that you can actually get something free. De Bijenkorf is a large shopping center. You get a free little gift. If you go to this museum, you get a free map of Amsterdam. If you go to one of these places, you can get a discount. If you go to the Heineken experience, you get a discount to the Heineken experience, those kinds of things. So there's a wide variety of things that you can get discounts on. There are some food things here. I don't know any of these restaurants necessarily, but they're going to be touristy, which is fine because they're in the IAmsterdam card, but they also are therefore going to probably be pretty decent because they are ones where they're used to tourists coming cycling through and they're giving you this discount on the meals. Again, don't know exactly where they all are, although they're probably pretty central to Amsterdam. The other thing, there's a list of the museums itself, the city card flyer, and again, I'll post all these in the Blackboard site so you can explore them on your own. So you're right, there are a ton of museums that are available, and this kind of outlines for you what the regular price is and what you have to not pay, therefore, if you have the IAmsterdam card. So just Van Gogh by itself is 17 euros. So that's a pretty pricey museum, and a lot of these museums in Amsterdam are pretty pricey. So if you are thinking about, going to go to the Van Gogh Museum, you want to go to the Science Museum, and you want to go to the Rijksmuseum, you get a 250 discount on that. Then, if you add that up and there's a weekend where you might want to try to fit those in the afternoons when we have free time, then maybe it is worth it for you to buy the card. Um, it's just a matter of knowing if in our schedule, once you swipe the card, so the first, when you walk in the door at the Van Gogh Museum, that's the beginning of your 24 hours, or that's the beginning of your 48 hours. If you buy the 48-hour pass. And so you have the 48 hours to use it multiple more times. And again, if you think that works in the schedule, then that might be something to consider. You don't have to decide now. You can decide now, and they can send it to you within 6 days here. So you have it when you left, which means you could use it. You can't use it for the trains, but you can use it for the tram. So once you get into central Amsterdam on the train from the airport, you can swipe it on the tram and start your 90, your time there if you wanted, which you may or may not want to do. But you can also buy them at the airport. You can buy them in the central train station in Amsterdam, so you don't have to decide right this minute either. This is something we can talk about on the weekend. I hope if you're able to come to the face-to-face meet and greet on Sunday, kind of look at the schedule and sketch things out and think about where people might want to spend their time. Denise and I have some ideas about an additional museum that we think would be very useful for us. We also know some day trips that we might want to consider on one of those weekend days that people might want to come together to go see the windmills, for example, or to go to the outdoor museum, the open air museum that has like an old Dutch town laid out. So we'll talk about some of those things. But I thought, again, there's so much to talk about regarding this one question that it would be a lot easier to just record myself talking about it than try to type it all down. So please feel free to follow up with questions you may have, either with me individually or continue this thread in the forum, whatever you want to do. Hope that helps. Thanks.